Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 is the best anime I ever watched. Everything from the animation to the story is almost perfect. The flow of the story is amazing, the fight scenes are wonderful and extremely unique. The insights we get into the characters help us better understand the world they are living in and to empathize with them. But after watching the entire season twice, there is one character that stands out to me more than everyone else, and that's Toji Fushiguro. The reason Toji is such a unique character to me is because of how much I relate to him on a human level. The story establishes Toji as a character who was born and destined to be an absolute failure. However, even a character like Toji who was destined to lose all the time somehow finds redemption at the very end and gets a glimpse of happiness before he dies. And that gives me hope. That sends me the message that no matter how bad you might screw up in life, there is always a chance that things might turn out the way you want them to if only your heart is in the right place. But before we start with today's video, I just want to give you guys a quick introduction about this channel so you know who I am and what this channel is going to be all about. My name is Ali and I'm from Toronto, Canada. Watching movies and TV shows, especially animated series, is my passion, and my goal for this channel is to study and analyze some of my favorite shows and characters of all time to understand why I like them in the first place. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel if that sounds interesting to you, and now let's continue with the rest of the video. In the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, the plot is heavily built around the magic system of curse energy. Almost all the characters that we come across are curses who slaughter mankind, or Jujutsu sorcerers who exercise curses, and their motivations are for most part really straightforward, which is to destroy one another. But Toji is an anomaly who does not quite fit into neither of these categories. He doesn't care about protecting humanity, and he doesn't care about destroying the Jujutsu High. Then what does he care about? What are his motivations? To better understand Toji and his motivations, we need to understand his backstory. We know that Toji was born into the Zenins clan, which is one of the big three Jujutsu families, and whoever is born into this family that doesn't meet the minimum requirement for being a Jujutsu sorcerer, which is to see curses, is shunned upon and viewed as a failure. We get this piece of information in Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0 from Maki, who is another member of the Zenins clan that's a non-sorcerer and is also labeled as a failure by her family. In the eyes of his family, Toji is nothing more than a monkey, or maybe even less, and we know that because he says this quote in the manga about the first time he met Gojo. It was the first and last time anyone was aware of my presence when I was standing behind them. I love lines like this because they are so subtle but give the audience so much information into not just one character but two of them, and also establish a relationship between them. This line tells us that Toji was neglected by everyone he came across in his life while he was still in the Zenins clan, and no one ever noticed him. But it also tells us how perceptive Gojo is, and how Toji sees him as a threat, and why he put a bounty on Riko to overwhelm Gojo's technique before ambushing him. So the story has already established how Toji was born into the world of Jujutsu Kaisen as a failure. But it doesn't just stop there. Toji wasn't just born and perceived to be a loser, it is literally his destiny. Now I don't know if anyone here believes in fate or if fate is even a real thing, but it definitely plays a part in the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, and for Toji his destiny to be a loser manifests in the form of his gambling habit. And this is another subtle piece of information we get from the story that might not mean a lot to the audience but gives us more information about the character. In both the anime and the manga, we see Toji gambling on a boat racing game, and we are even told that he's never won a single gamble. A simple hobby like this can tell the audience a lot about the character without even trying to. The fact that Toji keeps on losing his gambles establishes this character as a loser in the eyes of the audience, but we can also say that him losing the gambles is a sign from the universe that he is walking the wrong path in life, and that he needs to change his course of action before it's too late. The next time we see Toji is in Jujutsu High, where he gets past the barriers and defeats Gojo and shoots the teenager in the head. At this point everyone wants to see how Gojo is gonna end up kicking his ass, and guess what? He makes a big hole into the man's chest. But it is what comes next that gives us a deeper look into the character. Earlier we asked what are Toji's motivations, and at the very first look one might say it's money. From everything we've seen up until now, that's what we are led to believe. All his dialogues are about money. They give us this false narrative into what drives this character. But money is only a facade that Toji uses to cover up his real motivations. It is an excuse for him to stay on the surface and not deal with deeper problems he has in his life. There are two things that drive Toji. One of them is self-affirmation, which is his desire to prove himself, and then the other is megami. These are the factors that make Toji feel more human than most characters. One of these motivations drive him towards self-destruction, and then the other could be his redemption. And in Toji's case, he chooses his demise over his son, and on a subconscious level he knows this, and he knows one day he's going to pay for it. And that's probably why he acts like he doesn't remember Megami when his name is first mentioned. Because he knows that taking care of his own son might lead him to a life of happiness, but he is being taught he's a loser for so long that he's given up and accepted his fate as a failure. And these are all just my assumptions about the character, but I think what ended up happening is Toji finally found happiness once he met his wife, and they fell in love, but then she passed away giving birth to Megami, and somewhere along the way Toji went back to his old ways, and rather than dealing with his sorrow, he decided to focus on proving himself to his clan by becoming the hunter of the most powerful Jujutsu sorcerers to prove his worth and strength to his family. And that teaches us, the audience, an important parenting lesson to not have any expectations of our children, because we might be putting too much pressure on them to grow up into what we expect them to, rather than finding their own path in life. We also see this with Monkey, who has a similar motivation to Toji and was born into the same environment and was dealing with similar issues. But before Toji dies, he has one last thought, one last piece of his humanity that he has subconsciously held on to without even realizing. And that's his son Megami, the last happy memory left behind from his wife, and he decides to share this with Gojo in a desperate attempt, so maybe he will do the right thing and save his kid from growing up in Zenin's family. And later in the season, once Toji is temporarily brought back to life, he encounters his son and gets to see who he's grown up to be, and decides to stab himself in the head to prevent himself from killing his son, and dies with a smile. This scene might not have the same level of emotional impact on everyone as it did to me, but to me it's what hope feels like, to know that sometimes you can't help but screw things up, and at the very end things might turn out the way you need them to if only you're honest with yourself about the things you want and communicate that with the world around you. On a certain level, Toji was a victim. He was born to be perceived as a failure, and somewhere along the way he decided to accept his fate as such. But even a loser like Toji ended up getting the things he wanted the most in life, and that was to give his son a better upbringing and to see him grow up in a more loving environment. And the person who made all this happen was the guy he tried to murder. Now that says a lot about Gojo's character, but that's a video for another day. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel.